Good morning. Here we are in Safety Harbor, Florida. We're going to do a little bit of exploring today. This is Main Street. We'll be walking down some more, but we're going to start over at one end of town and kind of walk over to the other end and see some of the sights along the way. So let's get started. We are standing in front of what is today the Safety Harbor Resort and Spa. In 1855, Colonel Bailey made claim to this property because of the mineral springs which are below. In 1855, Tucker, the son-in-law of Colonel Bailey, saw the potential of tourism in this area. He built a pavilion and spa on this location, and it also included a swimming pool. As we get closer, the pamphlets for this spa posted that it was the perpetual fountain of youth. After Tucker died, his wife took over and ran it as a sanatorium until the Great Depression, when it fell into disrepair. Switched hands many times after that until the 1960s, when the state of Florida took it over. We're coming up now on the Tucker House, the Tucker Mansion. It's a 10-room colonial revival house built in 1921 for the amazing cost of $20,000. Here we are now heading toward the waterfront park. Here's the entrance, and then it has a really nice walkway and boardwalk. All right, we have some boardwalks here. This area was first settled by the Tocobaga Indians, and it makes perfect sense because of the resources around, including the water transportation that was readily available. North of here is Felipe Park, where they have found a lot of remains and some burial mounds from the indigenous population. You're looking at the iconic Safety Harbor Pier. For many generations, it has been the focal point for commercial finishing and recreational activities. In the 1920s, a community pool was built in the water around the pier, but today it's used primarily just for watching for dolphins and other marine life. Here we are at the end of the pier. There's the official sign for it. And as you can see, it's pretty much used for just recreation and watching sunsets. Here we are at the Veterans Memorial Park. It's right next to the marina. This was built and dedicated in 2001 to honor the veterans in Safety Harbor. Here's the Safety Harbor Marina. Mix of old boats and new boats and sailboats. Heads right out into Tampa Bay. Our next stop is the Safety Harbor Museum and Cultural Center. Dr. Odette Philippe, born in Lyons, France, 1785 to 1869. He was a Florida grapefruit pioneer. It is believed that Dr. Philippe brought grapefruits and oranges to the state of Florida. And just north of here is Philippe Park, which used to be a citrus grove. There's a lot of information about Dr. Philippe inside of this museum. As we're walking to our next stop, you can see some of these back areas it's like a quaint little village. This is Iron Age Street. Today, this building is the Chamber of Commerce and Visitor Center for Safety Harbor. It was built in 1915 and was originally a bank. At some point in time, the city leaders decided they needed a place to meet and do city business, so it was taken over for that purpose. Next is the St. James Hotel. It was built in the 1920s and it was named after James Tucker of the spa fame. Its claim to fame was that it had the first elevator in Pinellas County. Near the St. James Hotel is this baranoff oak tree. It is believed to be the oldest oak tree in Pinellas County. Its base is 20 feet around and it's believed to be about 400 to 500 years old. It was named after Dr. Salem Baranoff. Near here is the library, which used to be a movie theater, and guests of the St. James Hotel could stay and watch movies that were staying there could watch movies at the library, which was a theater. Yeah, we'll go with that. A few years ago, a Hallmark movie was made here in Safety Harbor, and one of the scenes was this sandwich shop right here, the Sandwich on Main, and they ate inside and also was the outside. We actually have eaten there and the food is really, really good. If you're down in Safety Harbor, I do recommend this sandwich shop. And then also down this street here, 3rd Avenue, there's another restaurant here, Southern Fresh. This was also a part of that same movie. All the beach scenes were done someplace else, but the local town scenes were done here. This is the gazebo at John Wilson Park, Safety Harbor's gathering spot. Since its dedication in 1977, it has served as Main Street's gathering spot. Shoppers stroll through Sunday markets and families enjoy evenings of live music on the third Fridays of each month. This is also in December, where the annual tree lighting ceremony is held. Originally, John Wilson wanted to build a liquor store on this site, but the people said no, it's too close to a church. So instead, they let him build this gazebo. This is the Herald building. It was home to the longest running newspaper in Safety Harbor. The newspaper moved in 1975 to Tarpon Springs. It is now home to some retail shops. This is the fire station in Safety Harbor. They have a really nice mural. This wasn't on our stops, but I really liked looking at it. So, old time, including a Dalmatian. The city of Safety Harbor was incorporated in 1917. Here is City Hall. This is not the original City Hall, but it is the original location. Listen for the train horn. These tracks were used first in 1901 to ship fruit from here in Safety Harbor all the way to Tampa for distribution. There was a train station here, but it was demolished in the 1960s, and now these tracks are used by CSX. So that's our little tour of Safety Harbor. We hope you enjoyed it. We're going to take a little break on a bench here before we head back to our car. But we're now actually at the other end of Safety Harbor. Again, this is Main Street here, looking down. We hope you enjoyed.